could actually support the county's fire department's public educational efforts. And that's what Tip of Firefighter is about this coming Saturday out in the Canyon Country area at the Crazy Otto's restaurant. We're going to have firefighters there. They'll be helping serve with the waitresses, and you'll have an opportunity to contribute to the cause. And again, what the foundation is doing is supporting all the programs that the fire department currently is conducting in terms of public education, but we know there's so much more to be done. And so the foundation is not only working in events like this, but we also have a long-term project called Fire Safety Town that we want to develop here in the Santa Clarita Valley as well as other locations.
We are talking with Jim Kross, retired Assistant Fire Chief, LAFD, who is telling us all things Tip of Firefighter, which is the event that happens this Saturday. And now we're going to talk a little bit about Safety Town. What is Safety Town? I know what it is because we talk about it all the time, especially ramping up into the summer months. We talk about it here on KHTS. But for our listeners, not sure if you know, 98.1, we're FM now. And so we're acquiring a whole bunch of new listeners.
Excellent.
Who kind of don't know the regulars, people who mean a lot to our community.
Right.
So we kind of have to start over a little bit for their benefit. So for the listeners who don't know Jim Kross, let's talk about Safety Town from the beginning. What is it?
Safety Town is a program that is actually a 5/8 scale city. It's a mini town that's built on about 1 acre of property. And you can see the picture back here. We're actually trying to replicate a program that is in current operation in Frisco, Texas, of all place. Went back and visited the folks that started that. They put 500,000 kids through this back east, and we want to do more than that out here in the West Coast. This will be unique to the West Coast. There's nothing in Southern California like this, although the Optimist Club, give them kudos. They do week-long programs during the summer. They had 3 of those this year that does the same thing. It deals with all kinds of safety issues that kids deal with. And so it might be stranger danger or sidewalk safety, bicycle safety, anything that you can think a kid needs to be educated on, they can do it at this facility. And this is going to be a facility, again, that's up and running, hopefully once we get actually we're trying to start a project, fundraising, a capital project in January for this. But right now it's in the conceptual form. We've talked to all the school districts in Santa Clarita as well as La Cañada, Flint Ridge, and the Antelope Valley. All the school district superintendents said, you build this, we'll come.
Well, the kids must just love this.
Oh,
I mean, they must just eat this up. I mean, this is a town
absolutely.
made for them.
Well, absolutely. Look, Disney, it's a little bit like Toontown. It's their size, but it'll look like Santa Clarita. It'll have Santa Clarita business models here, so it'll look like their hometown when they come to it.
And so much better than... when we try and teach safety as a parent or in a classroom setting, I know we probably have a small percentage of those kids listening, but when you actually experience things
right.
with people such as yourself or people, firefighters, policemen,
right.
other officials, it makes so much more of an impact.
It does. And so we're excited about this concept, and we believe we're going to be able to make it happen. The board on the foundation is built out with individuals that have connections, and they're all excited about this as well. So it's just a tremendous program. In fact, one thing I always share, when we went back east to see this in Texas, we ran into a couple at a restaurant, and they asked us where we were from. We said LA, and they said, and we said the fire department. They said, you're here for Frisco Fire Safety Town, aren't you? And we said, well, yes, we are. And the exciting thing, this parent said, is that not only is the kid impacted by the instruction that's given, but she says they bring all that home. We talk about it around the dinner table, and they just talked the whole time we were in line with them in the restaurant. They talked about this program and how effective it was for their community.
Well, I love that word's getting out, but I also love that it's a positive word that's getting out, because we need all the help we can get. We are in a very, very California, half of California right now on fire.
Yeah.
Kids need to know how to deal with that.
Absolutely.
And what they can do if a fire breaks out or if there's any kind of emergency. Tell me, you must have success stories just by the dozens regarding these programs and Tip of Firefighter. These are such successful things that you do. Do any come to mind? Any success stories?
Specific instances, I guess one that comes to mind, didn't have to do with fire, but it certainly had to do with with health and safety. A young child, 4.5, 5 years old, was taught how to dial 911 through one of these programs. And actually, when a grandparent had passed out at their home that was watching the grandchild knew now, because the parent wasn't responsible for the grandparent, to dial 911. And through that event, the grandparent was saved. I don't remember if they had a heart attack or just passed out, but the outcome was good, and it was because of the training the child had.
And you have to think about this, 4.5, 5 years old. I remember when I was 4.5, 5 years old, I wouldn't have known to do that.
Yeah, me neither.
I wouldn't have known to do that. And the fact that the child probably stayed relatively calm, went over to the phone, dialed 911, and the operators helped out. Yeah, I mean, these are great things, and I think we take them for granted. Thinking that the kids, right?
Absolutely.
Thinking that the kids probably know what to do, but it's just a matter of, sitting with them, having a relationship with them, showing them what to do, and having a good time. Obviously, you keep their attention with these programs, and it's interesting because if they bring it back to the dinner table,
yeah, that's what's happening.
They've got to be interested.
Absolutely.
You're not losing them.
Yeah, no, this is, and what's beautiful about this is it's an interactive facility. Everything on the facility the kids interact with. It's just not me trying to spit out a bunch of words and them trying to remember. They actually get to interact with that.
Absolutely brilliant, which leads us to, let's talk about Tip of Firefighter, which is coming.
Firefighter.
Tip of Firefighter.
Yeah.
Are they good? Let me just ask this question, Jim Kross. Are you going to be serving as well?
I will be there, absolutely. Okay. But I'll be kind of the MC. I'll be working the room to help the guys as well.
Are the fire? Now, it doesn't matter at all because this is a great event, and we want to tip the firefighters as much as possible. But curious, are the firefighters who are involved in this, are they any good at serving?
Yes,
they
will
good?
be. Yes, we had one up in Lancaster about 2 months ago, and the firefighters had a great time, and they were literally, some of them were taking orders, which they're not expected to do, taking orders, turning the order in and actually delivering the orders. What we're asking our firefighters down here to do is just help the waitress, maybe pour drinks, welcome people, let them know what the foundation's about, get to interact with your local firefighters. But no, they did great up there, and I expect them to do great down here.
Well, firefighters, they sacrifice so much at just being a firefighter. Long hours, horrible conditions fighting fires and getting through some of these emergencies, especially in Southern California. I'm not surprised that when they go and they do this Tip of Firefighter, they want all in. It's 100%.
We
right?
got good folks, absolutely.
Good men and women firefighters in the SoCal area. Let's talk specifically Tip of Firefighter. It is Saturday, August 18th. It starts at 8. It goes till noon at Crazy Otto's Diner. That's on Soledad Canyon at the corner of Soledad and White's Canyon.
Correct.
It is a fun event, and it's necessary too. Let's help them out.
Yep.
Help them out.
Give back to the community. We appreciate the help. It goes to sponsoring the programs that sometimes are underfunded or actually non-funded, and that's why I came back.
Tip and tip well, and I suggest having a heavy hand when you reach into the pocket to do the tipping. Not just that 15-20 expected tip. We can do better than that, right, Jim? We can do a little bit better.
We can, but trust me, we are thankful for every penny that we get.
You are, and we're thankful to have you. Jim Kross from the LAFD, retired assistant fire chief, doing all kinds of great stuff for our community. Thank you so much, Jim. Great success with Tip of Firefighter this Saturday. If you want more information, if you're driving around the car, you can't take down a phone number or information, not a problem. Why? Because we have all the information right here on hometownstation.com. Check it out. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.